Have you ever been told or have you heard that turkey farming is difficult? Have you come across the statement that it is difficult to raise turkeys and turkeys die easily when they are young or when they are less than 4 weeks old? People make a lot of common mistakes in turkey farming that end up destroying their farms or killing their animals. Today, I share with you the basic mistakes that people overlook or make that can be easily prevented or controlled to have a successful turkey farming experience. Stick with me, watch to the end as I share my experience with you. The number one mistake is people start turkey farming or any other farming without the necessary knowledge that they have to acquire. If you start any other thing, even if it's not farming or any other thing without knowledge, then you are starting on a very, very wrong grounds. So when you start turkey farming, take your time, read on the internet. If you have a farmer that is into turkey farming, go to the person, ask the person to tell you what he is doing that is making the farm a successful farm. Read on the internet. You can go to Google, search turkey farming. You can go to YouTube. Now, YouTube is a very, very, very good avenue to learn. A lot of people are learning various things, DIYs, things you can do yourself on YouTube. You can equally visit YouTube. Get enough knowledge on what you want to do. Turkey farming, there are a lot of turkey farming videos from different farmers that share diverse experiences on turkey farming that you can learn from. So first, you need adequate knowledge. Learn a lot before you even start the turkey farm. Secondly, people start the farm with poor housing. Poor housing and ventilation is very, 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 very bad. When starting turkey farming, you should put it inside your mind that turkeys grow very fast and very big. So if you start with a house that is small, looking at their size when they are young, or looking at their size when they are very, very small, you might make a big mistake. So when starting turkey farming, make sure you analyze everything very well. From the number of turkeys you are starting with, you might be starting with 10, 20, 50 or 100. So just look at their size when they grow up. Because when they grow up, that is when the issue comes in. Then you make a room for them as big to contain all of them, enough space to contain all of them. Now, one thing too about housing is ventilation. If you are into turkey farming or you are starting turkey farming and your room is not well ventilated, you will have issues from diseases, lung issues, respiratory diseases, coryza. Their nose and eyes will be dropping from, they will be having droppings from their eyes. That is watery eyes, watery nose. Yes, so if you don't get them enough ventilation, that will emit the ammonia. You see, when they poop, their droppings and everything that accumulates causes a lot of heat. It can bring a lot of heat that generates so much ammonia. And when they inhale the ammonia, it brings them a lot of complications, respiratory and a lot of infections. So make sure the room is very, very ventilated. If you are laying the blocks, at most it should be 3 course. Then you finish it with wire mesh. Yes, so that you can get enough ventilation. And talking about ventilation too, you should be aware that when it is raining and the wind is blowing the water, the rain can come inside. So you should consider all that and make a very good cage for them. If not, you are going to have issues. Now, the third thing is feeding the wrong diet. Some people are feeding their pots, their day-old turkeys with layer mash. And it is very, very bad. It is very, very bad. because you have to know the particular feed to feed your turkeys at every stage. At every stage. You don't have to give your young turkeys layer mash or grower mash. You should know that they are pot. From day old, you should be feeding them broiler starter. So when they reach about 2 months, that is when you switch to grower mash. When you switch to grower mash, they will eat the grower mash for about 3 months. So when they are around 5 months, then you switch again to their layer mash, because they will be laying very soon. You will be getting pullets any moment from that time. Yes, so you should consider what you feed your turkeys with. You shouldn't just start with any feed that is available. Some people will say that I don't have feed, I don't have broiler starter, I have layer mash, please can I give it to my turkeys? No, you can't. At that age when they are day olds to about 4 weeks, you can't. 8 weeks, you can't. You have to give them the right feed and the right proportions. Some people, when they drop feed inside their turkey feeding bowl, you see how the turkeys will be running, fighting, pushing, shoving each other. That means the feed that you are feeding them is not enough. You don't give them enough feed. That takes them to the next time that you feed them. So make sure you feed them adequately. You give them enough feed and the right feed. When they are laying, or when they are around 6-7 months, that is their digestive system or their gut is very strong, and you can start giving other feed. You can start mixing and compromising a little bit to reduce cost. That is when you can be adding wheat bran, the PKCs, the granite husk, and other feed. You will mix them together and be giving it to them, and they will do very well. And again, the greens from 2 months. I always advise from 2 months. That is from 8 weeks or 9 weeks going. You have to start supplementing their feed with greens. Greens at least every week. You have to give them some papaya leaves, cocoyam leaves, plantain or banana leaves. You have to be supplementing with greens so that they will get used to it until they mature. You don't have to just wait till they mature before you start giving them greens. No, they need some. There are some essential minerals and nutrients in the greens that they don't find inside their prepared feed that we give to them. So you have to be supplementing with the greens so that they will grow very healthy. And when they grow, like what you are seeing right now, you have to be taking them around, allowing them to graze, eat some greens, enjoy the sunlight, and have fun around the farm. Fourthly, or the next thing we will talk about, is you have to get them clean drinking water, clean feeders, clean drinkers. Some people, if you see their drinkers and their feeders they are using to feed their animals, you'll be amazed how the animals are still alive. It is just by the grace of God. You have to clean it every day. The drinker and the drinkers especially. The feeders, you don't need to clean them every day. But the drinkers especially, you need to clean them every blessed day. You clean them every day so that they won't get any contamination from the water that they are drinking. And also you have to treat your water. You have to treat your water. If you are just fetching the water somewhere, or it's a well or any other thing like that, you have to treat it, because sometimes there are some germs inside that need to be reduced or eliminated. So I advise people who are brooding, when you are brooding your day olds, I advise to give them sachet water. Sachet water. You give them sachet water for about 4 weeks. Yes, that is what I do on my farm. Because you are investing, you are putting it in money, and you have to do it well, regardless of the amount that you are putting inside. Yes. So the next thing is, when you ignore disease prevention, anything that helps you prevent disease, please don't ignore it. Make sure you do it to prevent the diseases. If not, the diseases will come, or it will hit the farm at an unknown or a surprising time that will make you have huge losses. So don't ignore them. Biosecurity is not anyone that you have to allow the person to come and visit your farm. Anyone who calls you, oh Charlie, I want to come and visit your farm. How are you doing? Then you say, oh, come, I'm around. Come. No. You don't do it like that. Even if it's a family member, put restrictions on it. Biosecurity. When they are coming or when they come, make sure you give them something to wear or something to disinfect their hands and feet so that they don't bring in any disease from anywhere. You don't know where they've gone to, the farms they've visited, whatever they've come into contact with. So make sure you put in biosecurity measures to prevent diseases. Occasionally be disinfecting the place. Occasionally then you disinfect the whole farm and the beds. Then you give them either Patholite or Omnicide to drink so that it will disinfect their systems too. Yes, so occasionally you have to make sure you don't ignore disease prevention measures, or else you are going to have major issues. The next thing is overcrowding. You are having a 50 by 30, 50 by 50 room and you want to keep about 200 to 300 turkeys inside. This is no layers. Layers, when you look at the room they are inside and the number inside and they are still doing well, you see that it's something that you can implement on your turkey farm, but it's a no. Turkeys fight. They fight, they quarrel and they misbehave sometimes. And looking at their size too, their droppings are more. They are getting so much droppings, so much watery grounds, and if they are overcrowded, it will bring a lot of issues, a lot of viruses, bacteria on the farm. And they won't even be getting enough fresh air to breathe. So make sure if the room is big, 50 by 30, 50 by 70, you put inside 50 to 100 turkeys. That is fine. But if you are putting in 300, 200, you see that they are inside. They are inside. But the place will be overcrowded and you have lots and lots of issues. So make sure your place is not overcrowded. Now the next thing too is it's starting too big. I'm laughing because this one, if the number I will start with might be too big for someone and might be too big too small for another person. Yes, so it's kind of relative in some perspective, but better still, look at your experience or the farmhand experience or the knowledge you have and start with that. Don't get too overexcited and start too big. If you are starting a breeder turkey farm and you start like 1,000 turkeys on a go with no experience, or 500, even 500 is too big, too much without experience. 100 cry, you are going to get issues if you don't have experience. So I advise, if you are going on a commercial base, just start with your 100 turkeys. Then you learn on the job. Turkey farming is just like the mining and any other work too. You mostly or you sometimes learn on the job. So as you are working, as you are with them, then you are learning, then you are expanding. You don't just make a plan for 1,000 turkeys, make a business plan for it, then go in, boom, you go and buy your 1,000 turkeys, come and drop them. Guys, feed them. Guys, give them water, clean their bowls, do this, be giving instruction. You will still have issues. Seriously, you will still have issues. So please don't start too big. Just be moderate about how you start. Then grow into the capacity that you want. You want 1,000 capacity. Start with 100. Then grow gradually into the 1,000 capacity. Now the next thing is keep records. Not keeping record is a mistake. If you don't keep records, you are making a very big mistake. When you are giving eggs to turkeys to hatch, or you are putting eggs inside the incubator, you don't record. When you are cleaning, you don't record. The time you disinfect, you don't record. The time your turkeys hatch, you don't record. If a turkey dies, you don't record. The amount of feed your turkeys are eating, you don't record. No, you have to record all these things and make sure you evaluate it periodically. At least every quarter or every 3 months, you have to evaluate what is going wrong, what is going well, what you have to improve, what you have to reduce, and every other thing that you have to put in place. So make sure you keep adequate and up-to-date records on a daily basis, weekly basis, and monthly basis. You can do quarterly, yearly as well. Yes, so keep records. The next thing is not having a marketing plan. This one is dicey. You can start a turkey farm without a marketing plan actually, but it's also a mistake because you have to know where your turkeys will be going to. Where am I going to be selling? How am I going to be selling them? A lot of things come into place when you are doing turkey farming. So you have to get a good marketing plan, or a good strategist, or a good market analyst who will be guiding you, because turkey farming is not like the poultry, the piggery, and the others that are having a broad market across the country and even beyond. So you have to get a good marketing plan to help you. Now, last but not the least, is very, very, very important. Last but not the least, poor observation. Poor observation. This is the most important thing I always tell people who are coming into turkey farming, or who are into turkey farming and having issues. Poor observation. You feed your animals, you go to the house, you feed, you give them water, you leave. You are making a big mistake. You have to spend time with them. Someone will even say, talk to them. I have some man, Mr. Okpeti, into grass cutter. He's a grass cutter farmer. He say he talks to his animals. Reverend Dominic cry. He say he talks to the animals. Sometimes he talks to them, ask them what they want. Yeah, so in turkey farming too, you have to talk to your animals. You have to know what they want, what is worrying them. Observe them. On a more serious note, observe their activity. If this turkey is very active, the next day it is going so slow. If this turkey eats 1 cup of feed every day, and the next day it is not eating very well. Sometimes they are happily jumping around, but it is slow. It is very, very, very timid, and you don't see things well. Then you know there is something wrong. Be very observant. Your turkey will be walking and you will see that the turkey is limping. Then you ignore. You have to catch the turkey, check. Sometimes there has been a bite, or there has been a fight. So it's wounded or anything. You get your junction violet or your mampombidu or any other medication that is good for wounds. Then you apply. When you come to the farm, you see that the farm is always dry, but today the place is wet. Then you ignore, you go. What is wrong? Sometimes the roof is leaking. Sometimes their drinker is leaking. Any other thing. So observation is very, very, very important. Please be observant and observe the activities of your turkeys very well. You are giving them greens periodically. It go to a point when you give them the greens, they don't eat. You have to know that there is something wrong. So be observant, take good care of your turkeys, and they will take care of you. I always say turkey farming is very profitable and the most profitable livestock you can ever encounter or go into. So take good care of these beautiful creatures as they walk upstairs. It's not easy to manage. I just literally tell them to go and they are going. They know where they are going, and it's easy, and we can all do it and have a successful farm. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like my videos so it can help me grow and motivate me to bring you more and more